I said it before in the previous video, I don't know much about cryptocurrency. I don't know anything about FTX. All I know is that they're going through a bit of a time right now, a little challenging time, and the whole bankruptcy thing, and then also billions with a B going just missing somewhere. The former CEO gallivanting around the globe and trolling as well, and something about some three of a girlfriend that he had before, but oh, don't worry, we got plenty more to figure out on this one. And the fact that it looks like in FTX ultimately crashes down and gets dissolved, it's dragging a lot of people with them. Funnily enough, if we do another video on this one, it's very weird how closely associated a lot of the people that are at the G20 summit have holdings or at least affiliations with FTX. It's just very odd when you see all this type of stuff, and wondering why this story and all this stuff is breaking right now. What are they trying to hide at this point in time? All of this it's interesting. We'll just leave it at that. A wave of lawsuits over FTX is expected, but investors will face legal hurdles. A lawsuit by FTX account holders in the United States is likely the first of many that will be brought over billions and billions of dollars in losses on the cryptocurrency exchange through although the cases, will face obstacles, including proving the United States securities law applies to FTX products, experts said. Yeah, we kind of glossed over that stuff before in the previous video, and it's stuff that I really don't know all that much about. I just kind of read and go along. I have a very base level information and understanding about finances, and even less so when it comes to crypto. It's like I know a little bit more about real estate and stocks as opposed to how well or not well or over well regulated cryptocurrencies are. But it looks like there were some funny things happening with this one. Okay, so a lot of people dropped the ball on this one, including the SEC. Apparently FTX arena, that's funny. That's where the Miami Heat play. Miami Heat, and I think the Florida Panthers too, which for whatever reason are still a thing. But what that used to be called, the American Airlines Arena. But yeah, this is this big class action lawsuit that you're probably likely to have heard in some form or fashion. That's roping in the likes of the former couple, Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen. Also, apparently, Shaq is a part of this. It's like, no, Shaq's a good dude. Why are you doing this? Come on now. But then, also, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried engaged in deceptive business practices by promoting unregistered securities. Same thing, actually, that Kim Kardashian got snatched up for a couple of weeks ago. Covered that stuff too. Very interesting, because she was openly promoting on her Instagram, which is one of the most popular platforms on earth, which is ridiculous, but still is at the end of the day. She was running, some pump and dump, and then all of a sudden just gone. But why is everybody else getting lumped in on this one? This is weird. Well, some courts have ruled that certain cryptocurrencies fit the legal definition of securities. The issue remains unsettled. Yeah, not even the actual experts in the field can really figure out where you would put on your balance sheet, where would cryptocurrencies go. Cases against the FTX, which is based in the Bahamas, will be made more complex by the fact that U.S. securities laws generally apply to domestic transactions, said Yuela Gusava, a professor who heads the fintech and blockchain research programs at Rutgers Law School. All right. Is more complicated than your plain vanilla crypto exchange story. Representatives for Bankman-Fried, O'Neal, and Brady did not reply for requests for comment on the lawsuit. And the fact that it's trying to rope in all of these high-profile people, okay, like it'll get some attention, but ultimately the lawsuit is probably going to get dismissed because you're just, your case, your legal grievances is against FTX and their unethical business practices, because this goes far beyond the SEC. The fact that this company didn't have a board of directors, which is kind of fucking weird if you think about it. It's like, you guys got this big and it was just some goofy looking kid with a Jew-fro and some bitch just straight out of Hufflepuff Central Casting. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? But don't worry, got some information from the court filing, and Daily Mail never ceases to amaze me with how salacious they can make their headlines. A bombshell court filing claims Bahamas government ordered fallen crypto CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to hack FTX systems and transfer assets to the island nation after he filed for bankruptcy. What the fuck is going on here? Now it gets buck wild. The collapsed cryptocurrency exchange platform FTX claims former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. There we go. We just go ahead and say that. God, just get Hopefully, of that billions of dollars that he ended up getting, he has the opportunity to go to a barber. I had that haircut when I was 14 or something like that, mostly because I wanted to have hair like Bon Scott. It was going through a phase. I got curly hair too, when it's that length, depending on the humidity, especially if he's down there in the Bahamas, shit'll look like that. So there's a very good reason why I keep my hair nice and the old high and tight. But FTX lodged a motion in the U.S. bankruptcy court in Delaware. Oh, Delaware, huh? Interesting. On Thursday, saying it had evidence to suggest that the Bahamas government ordered Sam Bankman-Fried. He's 30. Oof, that's a tough 30. Like, I knew he was young, but that's a tough 30. I'm 32. A little bit better. To games unauthorized access while in custody. In connection with the investigation, a hack on Sunday, November 13th. I wouldn't refer to myself like that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's talking about a digital event, a hack that way, not himself. And founder Gary Wang. Oh, my God, you got a Wang in this situation, too? Of course you do. Stated in records and verified text that Bahamas regulators instructed that certain post-petition transfers of debtors' assets be made by Mr. Wang, and Mr. Bankman-Fried, who the debtors understand were both effectively in the custody of Bahamas authorities, and that such assets were custodied on fire blocks under control of the Bahamian Government, the filing states. The debtors thus have credible evidence that the Bahamian Government is responsible for directing unauthorized access to the debtors' systems for the purpose of obtaining digital assets of the debtors. That took place after the commencement of these cases. So you can't hold me responsible for fleecing a bunch of people out of a lot of money because the Bahamas government is really corrupt. It's like, oh, okay, cool. FTX, which is based in the Bahamas due to the relaxed tax laws, was Puerto Rico full, collapsed on November 11th in a scandal that has cost investors more than $11 billion. I've seen conflicting reports. It's either $1 or $2 billion of that money is just simply unaccounted for. It's just out there in the ether. It's on the blockchain somewhere. Don't worry, we'll find it, guys. Check Ukraine. SBF bombshell interview with Vox. Sorry, what? Where he expressed disdain for the regulators is cited in the filing, according to CNBC. In the interview, he said, fuck regulators, adding, oh yeah, cool, now all of a sudden, after your close ties to the Democratic Party get outed, all of a sudden, now you're small government man, fuck off. They make everything worse. They don't protect customers at all. I agree with you, but then at the same time, I'm not going to take you seriously, because you're a fucking thief, okay? Bankman-Fried admitted his efforts to appear moral during the company's heyday were a dumb game we woke Westerners play. Stop it. Stop trying to appeal to the other side of the aisle here, saying that you want small government, okay, and that woke policies led you to make bad decisions. You're a thief. You're a con artist. You're a conniver through and fucking through, and explain the 99% of the donations that you gave to government officials going to the Democratic Party. You're trying to play both sides. Well, you don't fucking fund both sides, so get the fuck out of here. He sensationally said blame for the disaster at FTX lay with Alameda Research, a trading firm that he founded in 2017 and was run by his on and off lover. I mean, with a face like that, how could you stay away for that long? Harry Potter enthusiast Carolyn Ellison, and don't worry, she's fought back. Sam Bankman-Fried, ex-Carolyn Ellison, made foray into Chinese harem polyamory. Oh, just when you thought this story couldn't get any fucking wilder, a cuck walks into the room. Wow! I love this story all of a sudden. A disgraced Alameda Research CEO Carolyn Ellison penned graphic blog posts about Jack Murphy on life support. Oh my God. About polyamory and masochism, of course. No, this is literally the continuation of the old cuck article that somebody dug up from 2015. Does any of them finish with a fuck you heartfelt, okay, before the implosion of the FTX linked cryptocurrency hedge fund? Oh, I love it. I love it so much because I stayed out of that whole Jack Murphy stuff just about a year ago at this fucking point. Oh my God. Mostly because everybody was doing it and it was so fucking funny. Even though it just It's kind of weird because in the aftermath of all that stuff, like, that guy was kind of disassociated from just about every mainstream person in the manosphere. And then at the same time, when he was taken down, then everybody just started to conflate all of the grifters that are in, on, or around the red pill manosphere community. They were all just saying, oh, they're all just like Jack Murphy. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, oh God, do I want to fight a war on like 8 different fronts? By just saying, no, the lumber cuck, he's always been like that. People have known about this shit for a long fucking time. You're not making anything new. Or just sit back and watch everybody else make fun of this fucking loser. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and take that fucking ground. There was other shit to talk about during that time. But regardless, okay, now we can drag it up because it's still going to be funny. And of course she was on Tumblr. I love this story all of a sudden. Ellison, who dated FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, wrote candidly about her foray into poly. Of course, I'm sure she was probably a hit at those meetups. Just everybody was hoping that they'd pull her keys out of the fishbowl into her now deleted Tumblr account back in February of 2020. That wasn't that long ago. That was I wrote that in 2015, according to the Daily Mail. The post, along with a series of other sexualized entries, was unearthed for the tabloid just days after CoinDesk claimed Ellison and Bankman-Fried were part of a 10-person cabal of roommates. Yeah, no, and that's where the cuckoldry comes in on this one, okay? Well, open relationships, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Long and short of it is, if your girl's getting piped down by multiple dudes, she ain't your dude, or she ain't your girl, sorry, whoops. Freudian slip on that one. She's a dude. She belongs to the dudes and the streets. That managed operations from FTX and Alameda, from a luxury penthouse in the Bahamas. Of course, CoinDesk claimed the group are or used to be in a romantic relationship with each other. Okay, when I first started my foray into poly, I thought of it as a radical break from the trad past. But let's stop this. Okay, she's 28 now. She was writing about this, taking part of this stuff well in the past, 2 years ago when she was 26. Okay. Ellison allegedly wrote in a Tumblr entry. But, to be honest, I've come to decide the only acceptable style of poly is best characterized as something like Imperial Chinese harem, where there's one guy at the top and multiple concubines and one main chick. I actually agree with this crazy little bitch. The Stanford grad continued, none of this non-hierarchical bullshit. So couldn't you extrapolate like your sexual dalliances into just the unsustainability of your own multi-billion-dollar empire that you and your super sus boyfriend or roommate or fuck buddy were fomenting at the same time? Like, couldn't you figure that's... No? Oh, okay, cool. But that's all right. It's not like she was in an important position or anything. Not like she was a C. Oh, wait, she was. Everyone should have a ranking of their partners. People should know where they fall on the ranking. Yes, you're at the bottom. Especially if this is a looks-based hierarchy. Or competency, really. Because, you know, where's the $11 billion? And there should be vicious power struggles for higher ranks. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be fighting over you. But simps be thirsty, though. Let's keep it a buck. It's unclear whether Ellison was in a polyamorous relationship with Bankman-Fried. Is it? The crypto dork, let's just call him what he is, okay? Especially if he was running any sort of poly situation where it was multiple dudes involved instead of just multiple fucking chicks and he was the only dude that was there. It's like, bro, you were taking somebody's seconds, thirds, fourths, or Lord only knows. That's why there's an old saying that's around there, okay? Never do business and never deal with anybody. Hell, I'll take it a step further. Never be friends with anybody who is bad in two different arenas, okay? Especially, this is a male-to-male friendship, okay? If that individual is bad with women and bad with money, because they will sell you out for either at the drop of a hat. And it looks like our guy right here was bad on both of those fronts. Strike two. The Post attempted to contact Bankman-Fried for comment. You and what, the FBI as well? Like, come on now. Attempts to reach Ellison have proven unsuccessful. She's too busy. She's rewatching. It's that time of the year. She's rewatching the old Harry Potter films. Meanwhile, on her Tumblr. Ugh, what is this, 2013? Ellison also purportedly penned several other entries about her sexual desires. I hate her. But it's probably not too dissimilar, okay? I wanted to be hung off the balcony by, you know, an actual stronger man, but... His little fucking powder puff couldn't possibly do that. I leave my hair in a messy ponytail, so with the hopes that somebody would grab it and straighten it out for me, but attempts like that have been unsuccessful. I started wearing rubber glasses frames with the hopes that somebody would push my face into the pillow. Anything like that, because that's always what it is, okay? That's every woman that's out there. They just want an excuse to be a whore. Anyways, I am less hedonistic and more masochistic. Yeah, she likes to get beat up, okay? Wow, big shocker that's out there. I get a lot of pleasure from doing things that are hard, unpleasant, physically tasking, and emotionally painful. Except for running a multi-billion-dollar company. Okay, that's too hard. Okay, oh my god, I don't want anything that leaves marks. In a separate entry, she said she had been declared that growing up in the 21st century was not a good time for sex, quipping, born too late to have 10 kids, born too soon to have fourth-dimensional upload orgies. Bruh, you are... she's a pretty decent manifestation of the modern woman, except for she's about 60 pounds underweight. Just saying. Because she wants to pay lip service to that whole tradcon ideal. Yes, I want 10 kids. I just want to be barefoot and pregnant and live on a farm. Which is what a lot of women want. Let's fucking keep it a $1.50. That's just not, all of the old tradcon guys, okay? A lot of women want big families too, but they just can't find the guy that's out there. But then at the same time, they just want the opportunity to be whores as well, because there's the latter half of that statement. So come on now. Like, I'm not lying, and I'm not being misogynistic or anything like that. I just didn't know my way around things, okay? I've been in the trenches, literally and theoretically. And in another post, enumerating things she thinks are cute for men to do. Oh, Lord! I could think of a few, but you're probably not going to list them. It's probably going to be really lame. She listed sufficient strength to overpower you and controlling most major world governments. Oh my lord. Klaus Schwab would like to know your location. She gets a Winnie the Pooh plushie in the mail. That'd be funny as fuck. Oh, okay. Oh, no, she's got... Okay, controlling most world governments, being responsible for many important inventions and scientific discoveries. Stop me if you've heard this before. The women want the top of society. A lot of people, a lot of idiots or grifters that are associated, the ones that I was talking about before, about in the manosphere, they like to talk about, there's the 80-20 rule, okay? 80% of women are just looking for the top 20% of men. Fucking no. 100% of the women are looking for the top 20. You could make another argument, maybe the top 5% of men. And this is actually more detailed than what you're normally going to get, because if you just ask a random woman, what are you looking for in a long-term partner? Okay, well, I want a guy who's ambitious and he has drive. And they might give you a couple of arousal characteristics. They need to be tall, strong. I'm not really all that concerned about money or anything. As long as he has ambition. So they just want the characteristics that can create wealth. Not so much concerned about the wealth, because if they're going to be there for the long term, okay, they just want that guy to be busy making the money. They want the opportunity for money that the man can make for them. But at the same time, you need to be able to afford the certain luxuries that'll be afforded to her. Okay, like, let's just fucking stop it, okay? The hardware might be different, okay? Some models are a little bit more model-y than, what you got right there. But the programming, the software is all the fucking same. Yes, being responsible for many important inventions and scientific discoveries. Spatial reasoning abilities, okay, that's odd. And men in general, just as like in scientific study, and this is actually like proven and stuff, men are actually better at spatial reasoning. So I guess you just, want a man? Whatever, okay, weird. Low risk aversion, okay, so somebody who's actually willing to take risks. Oh my god, is somebody who's going to be out there to take risks and provide security for you by doing dangerous tasks. Wow! Very original. Sufficient strength to physically overpower you. If you are a boy who is driven to succeed in ambitious goals, you are valid. Hardware, software, doesn't much matter, man. This plays out fucking everywhere. If you are a boy who arrives at opinions through logical reasoning, you are valid. Thank God, thanks to the triune mind theory and it, once again, being one of the core tenets of evolutionary psychology. I'll break that down for you real quickly. Okay, there are 3 different ways that people process stimuli. Okay, so if I throw a ball at you, the first thing you're going to do is just move out of the way quickly. Theoretically, right? Okay, and that would be the initial response that you make. Okay, the way that you filter in first is just your instincts. Okay, get out of the way, rationalize what's coming to you. Okay, duck, dive, dodge, or whatever, your fight or flight instincts. Okay, long and short of it. okay? And then another way, and this is where men and women differ, the second way that you process stimuli, if you are a man, is through rationality, reason, okay? Why did that happen? Okay, where did it come from? How do I stop that from happening? That's the way that a man looks at it. And then the third one for a man, and the second way, right after instinct, the second thing that happens for women is through emotion. Why did you do that? Immediately take stock of how they feel if they've been hurt or anything like that. And then through rationality, get out of the situation. Move. Where did it come from? After that, men deal with emotion later. That's why the way that men express themselves and express their emotion is going to be totally different than a woman, okay? Whenever they say, you're not in touch with your feelings, it's like sometimes it doesn't need to get to feelings, okay? You stub your toe, you just go, ow, fuck, and you just move on with your day. Mostly because the first emotion that a man rationalizes anything through is through anger. And through women, it's through sadness, okay? That's why, okay, I stub my toe on the corner of the bed, okay? I'll just go, ow, fuck. Okay, I might stamp my foot a little bit. Okay, I'll just take stock. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, toenail still intact. All right, bet, and then just move on with my day. But a girl, she'll sit down there and and then put a bandage around it, and I'll walk around in a slipper, calling sick to work because, oh my god, my toe. It's like, you wouldn't believe it. Oh my god, like I was in the dark and I almost tripped over the cat, and then I double, and it's like nobody cares. Okay, but at the end of the day, that's how men and women are different. One specific instance. Okay, there's many other examples that are out there, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting because we can make another joke about her, lack of physical attraction, lack of a physically attractive appearance. She's an ugly bitch, but she still wants, top percentile male traits. Okay, nothing wrong with that. You just need to, kind of lower or adjust your standards where appropriately. Hey, you got one. I just wouldn't be able to, because I don't know that Bankman-Fried cat that much, okay? He could definitely control major world governments, because he was pulling the purse strings on a bunch of them. Risk aversion? Oh, looks like he was kind of flying by the seat of his pants, so he at least filled a couple of those portions for you. But something that's very outside of physical strength, it's kind of missing on there. And again, something else without, actual prodding that's on there. Women will leave off arousal triggers. Fucking Christ. There's just so much noise going on in the periphery from outside and everywhere. It's throwing me off a little bit. You might hear it in the background. My apologies. But she doesn't list anything that's actually going to get her hot and bothered. No, she says, what are cute boy things? Those are your attraction triggers. What are you looking for on the beta bucks side of this stuff? Okay, where's your security? Okay, as opposed to the hot guy in the foam cannon party. You were drunk, he was cute, one thing led to another. And the guy with the 9-inch dick with the 6-pack abs who's 6.5 feet tall, not describing anybody. But who's the guy who's gonna, well, like I said, you had one there, okay? Who's the guy who's gonna fucking pin you down and show you a good time for the night? You don't put any of those characteristics in there because, of course, you don't want to discriminate. All you want is just somebody who has the propensity and the ability and the network to just, lord it over the world. Fucking women are goofy, but if you figure that stuff out, the world becomes a lot fucking easier to navigate through, shall we say. But I love this story, okay? This whole crypto collapse, crypto dork nonsense being exposed to the world. Just how degenerate and unqualified the people up at the top are. But these are also going to be the same people that say, trust the experts, listen to the science. It's like, yep, okay, cool. Credentialism, the need for security, the need for safety has overwhelmed rationality and understanding a long time ago. And again, that's another thing. Once you see it, you can't unsee it everywhere that you look, and just enjoy the decline, my friends. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.